Hello, this is Jessie, and today we're going to learn to make the crochet tassel garland. To get all of the details about this pattern, you can just check out the post attached to the video. So we're just going to go ahead and get started here. I'm actually making this one opposite colors of the first one. I think you'll be able to see a little better here. So I just have a novelty yarn and a hook that's a little bit big for it. And I'm going to start off with a double chain 25. So I'm just going to chain like 2 and then insert my hook into the first chain, yarn over and pull through. So there's 2 loops on my hook, just like I would for a single crochet. Yarn over and pull through both of them. So it's basically a single crochet, right? Now, you see how there's these 2 little loops coming off of my hook? I'm going to insert my hook into the farthest away loop. So I'm skipping the first loop and just going under that front leg of the farthest loop. Yarn over and pull through, 2 loops on my hook, yarn over, pull through 2. That actually counts as 2 of those stitches, and I'm going to keep doing that. I'm skipping this first loop, going under the second loop, yarn over, pull through, 2 loops on my hook, yarn over, pull through both of them. That's 3. Now I'm just going to keep on going until I have 25. I'll do another 1 or 2 really close, skip the first one, go under the second, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through both. That's 4. So just keep going until you have 25. I've got my 25 doubled chains. And so now I need to make one of these tassels. So you need a ruler of some sort, or you can just, grab something that is the length you want it to be, like, a book or your cell phone or whatever. I'm using a tape measure here, and I'm gonna go with 10 inches, I think. So what I'm going to do now, I've got my 25 stitches, right? So I'm going to actually pull this loop. Can be a little hard with these sequins on my yarn here. You want to pull the loop so it's about twice the length you want your tassel to be. So I'm going with 10 inches. Now I'm going to pinch nice and tight on this end, and I'm going to start turning. And you might want to count how many times you twirl so you can do them all the same amount. I'm going to start with 30 twirls. Now I'm going to look at this. I'm going to see how much does it kind of pull together. I don't think it quite pulls together enough. So I think maybe I'll try 40. So that was 30. I'm going to go 10 more. Actually, I just did 5 more. Okay, so now we're at 35. Yeah, that feels good to me. So I'm just going to kind of put my finger in about the middle there to hold this loop, this really long loop away. Now I'm going to make my next stitch, okay? So remember, for your next stitch, what you do is you go underneath, there's these 2 loops, you go under the second one, right? Might be a little difficult to do now because of all the pulling you've done. Yarn over and pull through, and now there's these 2 loops on my hook, and I'm going to yarn over and pull through both of them, okay? Now that I've done that, I can take this little loop, pull it so that it's folded in half, and then you should be able to feel which direction it wants to spin, okay? And just spin that. Give it a little bit of extra spinning love here. And here we have a little tassel. We need 12 of those. So I'm going to show you another one. Okay, we've got our loop. We're going to pull it to, in my case, I said 10 inches. All right, and again, some of these sequins get in the way as I'm trying to pull this out. Let's see, there we go. It doesn't have to be perfection. All right, 10 inches. I'm going to pinch this tight so I don't make it longer or shorter as I'm going. Usually it'll get longer as you're going if you're not careful. And now I'm going to twist this the same direction I did before, just whichever direction feels comfortable for you. Just go with consistency though. And I'm going to twirl it 35 times. So 1, 2. Okay, there's my 35. I'm going to kind of use my pinky to hold that just away so it's not doing anything funky on me. I'm going to insert my hook into this second loop, which isn't always easy since I've pulled things now. Yarn over, pull through, and then get this loop closer to the end of my hook. Yarn over, oops, pull through both loops. And you see I accidentally let go, that's okay. I'm just going to stick my finger here so I can kind of straighten it out. I want to make sure that this is folded in half. And now I'm just going to give it a little aid, twisting in the direction that it really wants to twist. Okay. So like you saw, I twisted towards me, so when I fold this in half, I'm now twisting away from you. If you twist the crochet hook towards you when you twirl it, then when you make your tassel, you're twisting away from you, and vice versa. I'm going to keep doing that until I have 12 of these little tassels. You can use this trick to put tassels on the end of a scarf or anything as well. This is really great if you have like a yarn that might fray if it's cut, so this is awesome. I'm going to keep going till I have 12 of these little tassels, these little pieces here, and then I will come back and show you the next step. Here are my 12 little tassels, and so now what I'm going to do is just go ahead and pull through 12 times. What I'm going to do for that is go just past this first tassel, right? And then insert my hook, yarn over, pull through. And then I'm going to go just past the second tassel, insert my hook, yarn over, pull through, and keep doing that just past the tassel, yarn over, and pull through. Do that all the way across. See right here, I made a mistake on one of the stitches up here, and that's totally fine. I must have forgotten a yarn over, pull through. Don't stress about it, it doesn't matter. Just, you know, find a spot in between these two tassels and yarn over, pull through. You know, sometimes you make mistakes when you're making little tassel stitches, and as long as the tassels look good, if the top is funky, life goes on. You know, it's every once in a while I forget one of the yarn over pull throughs, and it's not a big deal because it all gets bunched up. Okay, so there we go. I just went past the very last tassel, did a yarn over pull through. Now I have all of these on my hook, and I'm just going to take the very last loop that I made, that I pulled through, and pull it through all the rest of them. Okay? And then I'm just going to go ahead and kind of tighten that off with a chain. So I just did an extra yarn over, pull through. And now that kind of pulls everything together into this tassel, which we will neaten up when we tie it with our little bow. And first we'll neaten it up a little bit when we do a slip stitch with the other color, and then we'll neaten it up more with the bow. So now what we need to do is more of these double chain stitches. But to get going, you see I only have one loop and I need to start off with 2 loops. So all I'm going to do is just kind of grab the loop right before that tassel. So here's my tassel, and I'm just going to go ahead and just go under some loop just right before the tassel. No rocket science here, just choose one really close to the tassel and go for it. Yarn over, pull through, so there's 2 loops on my hook. Yarn over, pull through, and I'm calling that stitch 1, and now I'm going to keep on going with these double chain stitches. I'm going to go under the second loop, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, and that's 2. And just keep doing that for however many stitches you want in between your tassels. So at this point, it's really easy to complete this. It's just going to take some time. You choose however many stitches you want in between your tassels. So I had, in my pattern, I went with 25. Let's say maybe I wanted to go 50 instead. I would do 50 of those double chain stitches, and then I'd make another tassel. 50 of the double chain stitches, and then another tassel. Keep going till this is as long as you want, okay? Once you have all of that done, you're going to take your second color of yarn, and you're just going to slip stitch across the top. So start at whichever end you want to start out, and when you slip stitch across the top, all you're going to do, you can see the bottom of these double chain stitches have that nice little chain look, right? The top kind of has it, not quite as well, but the bottom definitely has that nice little chain look. So all you're going to do when you slip stitch, go and insert your hook so that just that chain, those 2 little loops on the bottom, is at the bottom of your crochet hook, and then would have been nice if I found the end of my yarn. Not there, we're just gonna ignore it. Then just yarn over and pull through, okay? And let me show you how to keep going with that. Insert my hook so that just that little chain at the bottom, those two little loops, are underneath the hook. Yarn over, pull through everything, and go on to the next one. Insert my hook through with the chain underneath it, just those two loops underneath. Yarn over, pull through everything, and just keep on going. There we go, keep on going until you get to this little section here, okay? Okay, so now when you get to the tassel, I'm going to make this little slip stitch in the stitch right before my tassel here, okay? And now all I'm going to do is just kind of, you might be coming from this side or this side, doesn't really matter. You just kind of want to make sure that your tassel is totally kind of rolled up on itself, right? And then I just kind of stick my hook through the tops of the tassels as much as I can to just kind of get it all pulled together, okay? And then yarn over, pull through, all right? And then just keep on going with that slip stitch all the way across your piece. All right, if you have a designated front and back, when you look at this, if there's a side you want to be the front, like I would usually call this the back, kind of the folded section of the tassel, which is the side that I worked as the front before, is probably what I would want to call the front. So I probably would have started from the end that I finished on and worked my slip stitch back if I had made this whole piece, okay? That way this could be the front, and that's the side where I would see all of these little chains, okay? But you're going to do that all the way across, and then once you've done that all the way across, you're just going to cut some little pieces of your yarn in your contrasting color. In this case, it would be the red. I think I cut these at probably about a foot, and I cut like 2 of them, and then I just wrap them around and tie a little bow. So you just, take your contrasting color of your yarn, and you wrap it around, and you tie yourself a little bow. And you might do one and go, oh, I needed them to be longer, or you might decide you want 3 pieces or 4 pieces of the yarn. And when I did this, I actually tied it in a knot, and I tied the knot in the back of the tassel. So I started here on the front, I wrapped it around, I tied a knot on the back of the tassel, and then I wrapped it around again and tied the bow on the front just to make sure that it was nice and tight. Once you tie the little bow on the tassel, it really pulls it all together. So that's all you need to do to finish this up. Happy holidays!